welcome back to Geeky Bat. We are working on another Lazy Commission Sunday. Before we get started though, I want to talk to you about something that I think is really important for all artists to do with their supplies. You can call it a key code, a master sheet, a swatch sheet, whatever you want to call it. But basically it is taking your supplies when you get them and making a little line of color. You want to do it a couple of times to make it nice and rich, and then writing down what that color is. So for example, right here I have V17. That stands for the 17th tone in the violet family of Copic markers, which is actually called amethyst. So here is the marker that corresponds to. That is V17. This way I know exactly what this marker looks like. I know which colors are lighter or darker than this marker, and I know which colors look really nice together, harmonize nice with this particular color. So I can see here that V17 is a dark color. I can see that if I'm going to do a pretty color family, I'd probably want to use this as the darkest level of shading for V15 and BV00 or V12. So this is a quick, fun way to organize your supplies on a single sheet or two. You can see this one's double-sided, where I know exactly what markers I have, I know exactly what colors I have, and I can even go in with a pencil and make little marks or asterisks or check marks so that I remind myself which ones I might need if they start to run out. So this is literally just a piece of cardstock that I folded in half. I keep it in a half sheet so I'm not looking at too many colors at once. And then I have all of my Touch 5 and Ohuhu markers on one side, and all of my Copic markers and my Artist Loft and a few of the Prismacolors that I use more than others all on one side. So this is a fast, easy way to organize your supplies, be able to do your shading super fast, and it just works really well. Always make a swatch sheet. It's great for colored pencils, markers, everything. So coming back to Lady Deadpool, the other thing I want to talk to you about is your undersheets. Especially when you're working with marker or on a surface that has texture, which my clipboard doesn't really have any texture, so that's fine. But you can see how filthy this undersheet is. And I've worked on both sides, and this is one in a big pile of these kind of filthy, filthy sheets. These are just used to make sure that you only get the texture of your paper underneath. You don't have to worry about picking up the texture of a table or anything like that. And you can slide it to the side so that you don't have to color on whatever surface you're on. And if your markers end up bleeding through, they're going to go right on top of this sheet and protect everything underneath it, because markers do bleed. Alright, back to Lady Deadpool. I am working on the rainbow splattering here in the background, which I thought would be a fun touch for Lady Deadpool with her rainbow cupcakes, and also because my commissioner has rainbow splattering as part of her studio name. So I thought that would be a really fun nod to my commissioner. So I have just decided to do just rainbow stripes in all of these splatter marks that I put on the wall. And I'm going to do a couple quick ones with you guys, and then I'll probably do the rest off camera because it does take a little bit of time. I did these guys over here because they're so far to the edge of the page that my camera doesn't quite pick that up, so we can work over here instead. Alright, so I decided to start with pink because it's a lighter color. So I'm literally just going to make a line of pink. I'll do my best to stay in the lines, but by now, if you've watched a couple of these videos, you should know I don't care that much about staying in the lines, because there are plenty of ways to cover that up, hide it, or fix it later. If you are new to my video or my channel, I don't care too much about messing up, because if I was stuck on being perfect all the time, I don't think I would ever finish anything. So it is totally progress over perfection over here. Excuse me for stumbling over my words today. I'm still a little bit sick with my second sinus infection this year. Trying to get over that. So I'm just going to color my little splatters here outside the same color as what's roughly in my stripe. And then I actually have all my colors laid out in color order off to the side, so it's quick and easy for me to grab the next color without really having to think about it too hard. I'm using a combination of Copic markers and Artist Loft markers. Copic markers you can get online, you can get at Hobby Lobby. I believe now you can start to get them at larger Joann's and Michael's and some other craft stores, and lots of different websites. You can even get some of them off Amazon.com. Copics are awesome. They're expensive, but they are refillable. You can also change out the brush nibs here at the top. I usually end up using them when they're drier than they should be instead of putting them aside and buying a refill. So I often have to replace this nice brush nib here. So with the Copic markers, you buy one and then you buy a refill. It's about the same price or a little bit more expensive than one marker, and it literally will refill it like 10 times. So it is like getting 10 markers in one. So Copic are definitely a great supply. These other markers are Artist Loft. I believe you can get them online, and I picked these up at Michael's. I think it might be a Michael's house brand. For my shading, I'm also using some of my Ohuhu markers, which I got off Amazon. You can also get them off Wish. Really cheap, but they do take a while to arrive because they come from China when you buy from Wish. There's the orange, and we're going to end up doing 2 different color stripes here. And then the last marker brand I have, I think I'm using one Prismacolor, which you can also get at just about any craft store, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. You can get the Prismacolor, oh, what do they call them? I don't think it's the Premier, it might be the Student. You can get some Prismacolor Student products at Walmart's now, which is really cool. So we are just doing quick stripes of color here. And then I will go through and add just a little bit of shadow so it's not that flat. So back to fixing your mistakes. For those of you that might be new, you can see in a lot of places in this piece of artwork, I have already gone outside the lines. And I am going to be leaving the rest of this background white. I will literally go through, and I will show you guys on the last video that I do for this commission, how I fix those mistakes with a clear blender or a white gel pen or something like that, where you won't even see it. So my time's about up for this video. I have ordered a neat cable cord, or cord for, excuse me, I can't talk today, a data transfer cord for my phone, which makes all my videos, so that I can actually do my videos, pull them off my phone, put them on my computer easier, and create longer videos instead of just having to stick to this 10-minute max that for some reason my phone only wants to do when I'm streaming with YouTube. Alright, let's see if we can finish this up real quick in the last 2 minutes that I have before this video cuts out. There we go. I messed up her hair a little bit, but again, white gel pen is my best friend when it comes to my art. So I will probably not be putting out any new project videos this week. I am going to be working on some do-it-yourself scratch art soon, showing how you can color with crayons. And then I got a really neat recipe for how to make your acrylic paint that you put over it a little bit smoother, so that when you go to scratch your art in, instead of ripping up big weird chunks of your paint where you don't want it, it has a lot more detail. And I found out you can just add either liquid hand soap or liquid dish soap, which I think is super cool. So I will be doing a DIY scratch art video soon, and probably in a couple of weeks, I will do some slime videos, because I've always wanted to make slime on camera. It is so much fun to make and to play with, and there's so many different ways that you can make it. I would like to try to make galaxy slime, so that is coming in the future as well. Alright, we just have one more color before we get this solid done. There we go. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to keep working on these guys, and I will have another video up when we are ready to finally start coloring Lady Deadpool herself. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't get sick. It's gross. Bye-bye.